It's been a while since the last Borderlands games, and Gearbox is setting on one of the greatest games they could ever release. With little to no news of Borderlands 3, there is nothing fans can do except for speculate. I'm Zeroification, and these are the top 10 things I hope that will appear in Borderlands 3. And there's also one other thing that will most likely happen that may or may not be. While the pre-sequel had some mixed reviews among the fans, there is something the game did perfectly. The characters react more, not just with each other, but also the NPCs. This is evident in some of the ending headhunters in Borderlands 2 as well, but the pre-sequel does it the best.
Watch out, grenade!
That's awesome! Hey, you the bartender, say hi?
Well, as my butler was eaten alive hours ago, I suppose I shall introduce myself. Lady Aurelia Hammerlock. A pleasure.
When the characters talk and react with each other, the game seems more alive. The characters seem like they actually are friends, as opposed to people who hunt vaults together. By the time Borderlands 3 comes out, the characters will probably know each other very well, so they can poke fun at each other or be happy when another player gets a lot of kills or uses an ability. Having more interactions will make the world more believable. This may not seem like a big deal, but having interaction with the older games is a very good thing for the players. Firstly, Borderlands 3 players will have the benefits from playing the first 3 games. They could possibly get exclusive weapons, skins, or relics, like in Borderlands 2. This doesn't put returning players above new players too much, but rewards them for their loyalty. Secondly, it encourages new players to enjoy the older games. They're great games, and having a little incentive to play them may be the little push players need to play them. The characters in Borderlands are some of the most memorable characters in all of gaming. Claptrap and the evil Handsome Jack are some of the great cast members that make Borderlands such a lovable series. In Borderlands 3, there needs to be returning characters to support the main ensemble. However, there also needs to be a lot of new characters too. New characters can help show a new side to old characters, or even the world around them. Having a different perspective on things can make even the same locations seem new and interesting. 7 is a controversial choice, because I'd like to see more than Pandora explored in the new game. The end of Borderlands 2 perfectly sets up for the exploration of new worlds, and they can be really interesting. Pandora has a wide variety of landscapes, but however, they were not fully explored. If more locations, like planets and asteroids, were introduced, they could be more detailed. Modern consoles have the power to produce large ocean worlds, a lost asteroid civilization, and large industrial planets. Many of these ideas have been tasted in Borderlands before, but not to the fullest extent. Having many planet locations creates endless possibilities for vault hunting and exploring. I'm not saying name it the Border Worlds, but give us more than just Pandora. With the inclusion of more planets and locations, there needs to be more ways to travel. In an ocean environment, one could use a boat to explore and fight off other boats on open waters, or a sub to find underwater civilizations. Or a plane that you and your friends can fly and fight off other planes as you go to the vault location on that planet. And of course, a rocket to get you to different planets safely. Rockets are already in the Borderlands series, and with the help of the Iridium at the end of the pre-sequel, our band of misfits could explore the worlds very different from Pandora. There also needs to be more vehicles that can support more than just 2 players, just in case the whole team wants to ride together. I find the arenas in the older Borderlands games to be pretty much pointless. They don't provide much other than a way to get achievements. In Borderlands 3, I want the arenas to be upgraded by providing a reason to play them. After each round, you could be awarded an arena point, which could be traded in after acquiring enough for new gear. When playing with friends, the enemies will scale to the highest level, but the reward for completion will always be for that player's level. Also, with playing with friends, the bonus could be multiplied. While I believe the Badass rank was a step in the right direction, it could still be very difficult to do by yourself. With Arena 3.0, playing by yourself could be less of a bore, and the player could actually get some decent gear out of it. Heads and skins for the characters in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel were amazing for what they were, but I'd like to see more unique skins for the characters. Maybe a spacesuit skin for the Commando-style character, or even a skin that makes them look like Roland. Or the Siren can have a skin that makes them look like Angel. The legendary skins should even be able to change ability visuals as well. Imagine if Mordecai could change blood into an eagle or a dinosaur in Borderlands 1. Everyone would want that. Even though it's not canon or correct to have that, having a mix of regular looking skins and total changers could be very interesting. Oh, and if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. Then don't use them. It doesn't hurt anyone to have more content. The one not so great thing I could see them doing with this idea is adding microtransactions. For some, they're a deal breaker. For me, however, as long as everything is available to get in the game itself, I don't mind them. Take Halo for example. All armor is in the game, and you can get them from just playing a lot. If you wanted to buy some for the aesthetic appeal, then good on you. I could see them doing this in Borderlands 3 if they added skins like that. With each purchase giving a pack of random skins, or guaranteeing one of these legendary skins. Once again, if you don't want to buy them, it's not forced. Microtransactions are the trends for games in 2016, and they don't seem to be going away. Another controversial choice, but Borderlands is loved because of two reasons: guns and chaos. How could Borderlands get more chaotic? By adding more players. If Borderlands increased the number of players to 8, no one would ever be left out of playing. Also, enemy levels could be higher and be in higher numbers. An increase in player numbers also allows older Vault Hunters to be included as playable characters in Borderlands 3. Having all returning characters, as well as new ones made for the game and from Tales from the Borderlands. Imagine fighting a giant serpent with 7 friends in the middle of the ocean while on a huge ship. It would be chaotic and it would be badass. Borderlands has always been about one-upping itself and being more badass than before. Having more players is more chaos, and having more chaos is more fun. Borderlands 2 is probably the best game in the series, and part of that is due to the crazy amount of additional content it has. Even after all the main DLC were done, they released the Headhunter packs. I love the Headhunter packs and want more of them. As a way to increase continued playing from the community, they could have periodic free updates that come with a Headhunter style mission, as well as more skins and heads to increase their sales from it. Games following this method are successful, and I feel Borderlands can pull it off too. Loved games like Overwatch have free updates, but also have microtransactions for cosmic items. Periodic Headhunter updates keep players playing and give a little more content for fans to experience. To me, Destiny was kind of a disappointment, but there was one thing that rose above the rest of the game. The raids were definitely the most enjoyable moments. Now, I'm not saying put Destiny raids in, but Destiny-esque raids. Maybe having a section where a team could be match made, then go into the raid area. There, the team could split into smaller squads and achieve different objectives to help get to the boss. Or maybe one team has to distract the boss while another team does massive damage from the outside. The options for raids could be endless. I'm aware that there are raid bosses already in the game, but they're more like bullet sponges. The current raid bosses could be made into the update Headhunters, while huge or more complex raids could come with each additional DLC. To top the success that was Borderlands 2, Gearbox has to go all out in the next game in the series. While I do want some of these more than others, a lot of these things are based off of current trends in gaming. With the power of the current generation of consoles, Borderlands can push them to the limit. Many of these things may not happen, but it is always good to theorize about what could come. What do you guys think? Do you disagree? Would it not be Borderlands at that point? Or is change good? Not many things will change, so could it make the game better? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to do the things.